Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me again. This is part 4 in this live series. For those of you that do not know, I started a series of poems called This Life. Each poem highlights a different animal. I created this to bring awareness to the pain and suffering that animals go through on a daily basis. Many of you may be familiar with this poem already. This poem is called This Chicken's Life. I recently been sharing it quite a bit online. There's been a lot of chicken videos and a lot of chicken memes. One in particular discussed chickens being love because they died so you can live. Which, I mean, the chicken had no choice. The chicken was raised in captivity, beaten and tortured, and then murdered so you could eat. But it doesn't have to be that way. There are a million different vegan options out there that people can eat. And people can eat and be healthy and everybody lives. It's a win-win situation. But you get some people who say they can't live without their meat. I say their meat because it's actually not your meat. It was the flesh of a living creature that wanted to live just as much as you did, but they're beaten and tortured and murdered. These poems can be pretty graphic and could be upsetting. I know they upset me personally, but it's a message that I have to get out there because it doesn't have to be this way. This is essentially genocide of different species all over the planet. And one of the saddest things about it is, if these chickens, if these cows, if these pigs were cats or dogs, it would be illegal. And everybody would be in an uproar, everybody would be upset, and that is speciesism. Let me go ahead and share my poem with you. I hope it opens up your eyes if you're watching this and you aren't vegan. Please go vegan. Please help save the lives of these animals because they don't have to die. They're just as special as you and me. We don't have a corner in the market of life. They don't even get a chance at a quality of life. Their quality of life isn't even there at all. They're bred in captivity, they're beaten their entire lives, and then they're murdered. And even some people, some companies actually genetically alter chickens so they're born without their feathers, just so they're easier to kill. And you have to question the morals of somebody that would even do that, that would even essentially play God, that would, affect an animal's genes just so they can kill them easier. Shell cracks, eyes open. I see not my mother, nor my brother. Strangers. Cloaked in darkness, I can barely see. What does this life have in store for me? Surrounded by others, though I know not a soul. Space so small, it could be a bowl. Around me they are dying, though I wish I were lying. My body grows too fast. I hope this will not last. The weight I cannot take. My legs begin to shake. Fall to the floor. I can take no more. Burning, unable to breathe. They've come for us. Frightened, I try to run. But there's nowhere to hide. They kick me, they beat me, they slam me to the floor. Still, I can take no more. As I lay, my blood pours. I say this with my last breath. Death. My brother is another to cover. Born a male, they decided to bail. Tossed him in a pail. They grounded him up into something I cannot tell. He was just a baby, but not a lady. This genocide they try to hide, but now the world has eyes. And that is a daily life of a chicken. It is horrific and disgusting And it doesn't have to be that way. So please do what you can to stop this from happening, because this doesn't have to happen. And if you think the egg industry is any better, it is not. They throw away chicks like they're garbage. They grind them up like they're nothing because they won't be females and won't produce more eggs for them. Or they send them off to slaughterhouses where they go through this same exact thing every day. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video and listen to me talk. And I hope you enjoy the rest of my poetry. Please keep an eye out for This Life Part 5, This Lion's Life. It's a poem I wrote for Cecil the Lion, who recently was killed by a dentist, of all people, in Africa. And also, if you haven't checked out my Facebook page, please do so. The link is below, and if you like this poem, if you like what I was saying, then please give me a thumbs up and share my poem. And thank you again for listening to me. I really appreciate your time, and I appreciate you listening to me and reading my poetry. I hope everyone has a nice evening.